not my man. You're not my man. You're a genius.
You guys got some really fly names for some, normal, weird looking, unspectacular looking regular guys,
Appreciate that.
That's a fact.
Especially the guy in the bottom, James Walco.
Walco's he's the regular dude out of us. Me and Dice are actually artists. But we don't do the artist
what you would call a civilian.
Yeah.
He looks like the the one that does bad things when the camera's off.
Yeah. Hey.
The shady ass mother.
Don't come for me. I didn't send for you.
Yeah. Hey, this the dad podcast. He's the most dad looking out of all of us. I got
the New Balances and everything, bro.
I don't know if he's dad. He looked kind of like the guy that could never be a dad because he doesn't get laid.
I got a kid, bro.
He'll be like 50, like when I get laid.
He don't wake up with his hair like that. He don't wake up with his hair like that. No. He combs that shit.
I gotta do something, man. The only thing I got going for me is I'm funny.
Are you guys New York City guys or Long Island guys or?
Yeah, so me and Dice are Long Island. Walco's actually Florida. He's
what part of Long Island?
I'm out in Coram. And Dice, where you at?
So did you go to Longwood?
No, I grew up in Elmont. I actually grew up in Elmont. I'm new-ish to Coram, but I've been all over, obviously, Long Island, but I'm new to Coram. I'm like east. It's fucked up out here.
Yeah, I'm from West Babylon and Copeg, but now I'm living out in Holtsville, out east. So
Holtsville is near Farmingdale, right? Is it? No.
Farmingdale.
Yeah, Farmingville. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. You live Coram. I used to rock in Coram. I used to date a couple girls from Coram when I was younger.
Yeah, Coram is right now. It's wild out here, man. It's very strange, but that's because I'm from Nassau, so I come. To
Coram was wild when I was a kid. Gordon Heights. You know the place Gordon Heights. I don't know if it's still crime infested, but when I was a kid, there was a lot of crime out of the Heights. It was like prostitution, crack sales. It was like we go into the Heights and. There was a lot of crime in the 80s in the Heights, yeah.
Shit. Yeah, when I moved out here, a lot of people were telling me that. I still see like the ladies out here, swimming around at the weird hours of night and shit like that. But I mean, it's not as crazy as like.
Oh, so you're over by the Heights?
Yeah.
Oh shit! All right.
Yeah. So I mean.
Are you in the Heights?
No, I'm not in the Heights. I'm near the Heights though. I've rolled around.
Oh, you was the guy driving around 3 a.m. in the Heights. You was looking for pussy or crack? Which one? Is it still like that in 2020?
You gotta honk your horn 3 times and shit. No, man. I
remember when I was a kid, there was like a real scary lady. She was like this white girl from England with no teeth. I'm like, how the fuck did she find Gordon Heights? She's like, I'll suck your dick. No, she had a British accent, like, I'll suck your dick. And it was like, she just had no teeth. I was like, how the fuck did this weird British crackhead lady end up in Gordon Heights?
What's your story, lady?
How the fuck is she in there,
That's wild.
What's a British accent sound like with no teeth? That's got to be terrible.
Hey, Jack, come on my arse. Come on my arse.
At 3 a.m, that's a sales pitch at 3 a.m.
Hell
that's
yeah.
a delicacy.
No, my boy who's like, he's totally like, political on Facebook and, everything he says is, the evil this, evil that, and all this shit. Meanwhile, we were there. It was his birthday. He was getting his dick sucked by that toothless English lady, and he was the grimiest one out of all of us. And I see him all like, oh, these thugs and crazy people, I'm like, the fuck are you?
Yeah. Look in the mirror, bro.
But to his defense, he's still anti-cop, so that's good.
Okay, there we go.
See, a lot of these
consistent.
A lot of the but a lot of the thuggish white boys that I came up with, like. All of a sudden, I went to 3 different high schools, but the kids that I knew, and they, rob houses, they was thugs, Yeah. And now I see them like, in their 40s on the internet, like, oh, you can't live without cops. You love cops, just sucking cop dick all day. And I was like, yo, you hate cops your whole life. and you're a worse thug than every single person those cops killed. So don't act like the cops were
fucking
justified because you would have been dead like 9,000 times.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
It's
It's
fucking
like
funny
crazy. It's
seeing
the
like
internet.
white boy thugs get in their 40s and turn all pro cop. You know, it's like
Some of the artists do the same shit. They just switch to country music.
you're pro cop rappers. Oh, they turn country. You said.
Yeah, like
all of my
how
fucking-
Justin Timberlake. He's not a rapper, but you know what I'm saying.
Oh, he's doing some pro cop shit right now.
Nah, he just went country.
He went country.
Oh,
He flipped. He
Nah,
flipped.
all of
Justin
my
seems
all
like-
of my fucking punk rock heroes fucking went like full like Trump and pro cops and all that shit. I'm
Oh.
like, bro, you guys are supposed to hate the system. Like, what the fuck was you guys preaching back in the day that I lived?
I
by
saw
and
Yeah,
shit like that?
but on the flip side of that, I hate Trump's guts too. But a lot of the people who were against the system, they turned into, oh, we love the system with Barack Obama as well. And it was like, guys, you know, he's over there bombing 7
Yeah.
countries.
Oh,
He say he can't do no wrong. And he's just because he's a black man doesn't mean he's not the most systemy of systems, you know?
yeah,
Like,
it doesn't mean
but all
that
of a sudden,
the whole
it's somebody
presidential
you like.
fucking setup changes. Yeah,
yeah, but yeah,
Nah, he just
I
had
see what
swag.
you mean. Like with the Trumpers, I see like same thing. Like you know what sucks about being quarantined in? You spend more time on the internet now.
Mm.
So I'll be on Facebook and I see kids from when I'm like, yo, this is like a fucking Trump like brainwashed zombie fuck, and this is a like where did all these brainwashed Trump zombie fuckers come from? Like
It's something in the
you know.
hats. It's when they trick you to put them
But
on.
then the same things on the flip side, like you know, everybody saw the C-SPAN footage of Joe Biden, you know, fondling kids for 3 hours. We all saw it.
Oh,
Bro, he's a fucking weirdo.
Yeah, and then and when he was talking about, oh, the kids would touch my blonde hair in the pool. you
Yeah,
know,
they like to touch my leg
Yeah,
hair.
like
That's
touch
what he
my
said.
leg.
yeah,
I have hairy legs.
And so I inboxed an industry person and I said, yeah, we got to get Trump the fuck out of here. But I said, like, you're telling me if I don't vote for Biden that, you know, I don't, you know, like I'm a piece of garbage. And meanwhile, I'm like thinking about, I'm not going to vote for Trump ever in my life, but I have to vote for a guy that, you know, fondles kids and he was like, fondling kids, that's baloney. And I said, somebody that has the most like racist, you know, putting black men in penitentiaries, like all of this shit for decade after decade after decade. And he's like, well, he's better than Trump because the fondling kids is baloney. That never happened.
Oh,
And yes, he has racist policies in the past. It's like, oh, so what we all saw with our eyes, him touching everybody's kid.
Yeah,
And
like sniffing people's hair.
slapped his hand. Did you see that?
yeah.
Yeah.
He like went to touch a little girl, and the guy like had to slap his hand away from the little girl. But so what I'm saying is like Trump tards, they can't like they agree with everything this fucking idiot says, you know. And then the same thing is like people who hate Trump so much they'll close their eyes to the fact that Biden did that. But no, that's baloney. What do you mean baloney? We all saw it, you know. So
Yeah, it's
that's
as
the
if
weird.
it's as if there's only 2 candidates too. That's what's the fucked up part. People are
Yo,
so
and
brainwashed
then-
that there's only
And
2.
they're
And
both-
it's like, what?
And really, like, their policies
This
aren't that different.
asshole Trump in the speech said, "Oh, anybody who burns the flag should get a year. We'll put them in jail for a year." And I was like, "That's some Nazi shit. That's some
Facts.
Nazi shit." I
That's
was like,
fascism.
so free speech is dead? Like, really? You think that we should lock people in cages for a freedom of speech? You know, a way to express themselves?
And he was the first to get at Korea about the shit like that. He was the first to pop off at Korea, and now it's like that's the same
And
thing.
my boy, you know, he's a business guy, and he's always getting money. He's like one of my guys that like got rich in life. So he's like, well, the thing is, you know, Trump, the stock market will not be able to recover with Joe Biden. We need Trump and this and that. And when I brought up the flag thing, I said he wants to lock you. I said we're free speech people, we're artists. And he was like, well, you know, he started agreeing with the Trump thing for a second. I was like, wait, what do you like? You're that lost in this Trump world that you think we should go to jail? They should lock us in handcuffs and put us in a jail cell away from our families for fucking burning a piece of cloth?
Yeah,
you
something
know?
that's mass produced, not even made out
Polyester.
here. That's not
Fucking
even
polyester.
made out here.
Yeah, it's made in
It's
China.
made in China.
And,
We
and
burn
that's
that
the thing
shit,
now.
we go to
You know,
jail.
these fucking not this boy, but you know, on Facebook, these crackers they get more upset over burning a flag or knocking a statue down than burning a child or hanging somebody. You know, like they don't care about that. But you not, and I'm not saying knocking down every statue's right either. I don't agree with all of that. You know, I agree with some of it, like, you know, but you know, and I'm not, you know, but I'm saying when you're putting that, you know, as a worse crime than murdering people or abusing human life, you know, so.
But it makes, like, honestly, as much as it sucks to admit it, like, it makes sense coming from them because their lesser of two evils is Biden over Trump. So it's like, what the fuck, like, where are their morals
why do we have
anyway?
to choose between two garbage cans? I don't understand.
Yo, O.J. Simpson 2020.
Fuck it.
I think I'm gonna tweet that right now.
You should. That would be fucking hilarious.
O.J. Simpson 2020.
He would love it too. O.J. would retweet it immediately. God. He's wild. On
Yo, I dare you guys, end your career. Put Russell Simmons 2020.
Just got started.
Done. Oh, yo, done. We are out here. That's one thing that we are very known for is just holding no punches. We fuck with a lot of people. We get blocked by industry names and shit like that because we keep it real. We keep it like 100%. We don't fucking sugarcoat anything, and we tell people if they're trash or not, and people fucking either hate it or respect it.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's because you're not a big enough name yet, you know, and that's no disrespect. I'm not either.
Yeah, no,
you know, I get away with a little bit more than, like, you know, look at J. Cole's line that he said the other day about I don't like your tone. I don't like your tone. And everybody, well, he's canceled. He told a woman the tone she should. And then compared to like 99% of everything I said on my entire album.
Compared to hate speech.
You know what I mean? So, you know, the thing is, canceling somebody like me, you, him, you know, we're not a big enough threat to them yet. Mm-hmm. And we don't make a big enough headline yet. Mm. You know, they'll cancel you if it'll bring in a fucking headline. You know, because they like America is to build you up, to break you down, you know? Yeah. So, you know, you could say things that somebody, you know, if Taylor Swift says one word the wrong way, it's can't, you know, it's like, it's the headlines. Canceling, the bigger the name you cancel, the bigger the headline. So
and it's big for that. Whoever cancels them, like whichever fucking article,
it's gonna
be TMZ
or some shit's like, yo, we need to get this first. The bigger the fucking outlet, the bigger the
drop. Yo, did you see they got Ron Jeremy? They arrested him today.
Yeah.
What they arrest the goat for?
No, they said the goat for doing some fondling and doing some.
No, they said he raped 3 women are claiming rape. Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
There's been a lot of shit that happened this week. That happened.
Why do all these?
What's the name from Rhyme Sayers? Prof. His whole shit got canceled. He's getting canceled now.
Well, Prof got canceled?
Apparently, Prof and like his team all got accused of some wild shit. So like people are going like.
What do you mean? What did Prof get canceled?
I saw like a post online about people coming forward saying Prof and like his camp violated some ladies.
Who said that?
I'm not sure, but I was. It was like I was in a whole thread online where people were going at it and they were just going like, "Hey, what if fucking like Slug and all that extra shit did that?" Some girl was like coming at me, but apparently Prof got in trouble for it. Let me see if I can pull.
Oh, you know, I don't know Prof like that, but every time I met him, I like him. I liked him. You know, I don't know what the situation is. I can't judge somebody without knowing the story. I don't know what the hell's going on with it. You know, this is the first time I'm hearing about it, and I saw Prof perform at the what's the big festival they do every year? Soundstage, right?
Oh yeah, the Rhyme Stage.
He did, because I think Busta or Snoop or not Busta didn't show up, and they gave Prof Busta's spot because he was available, rather than having the crowd just sit there. And he did a phenomenal job. He did great. I hope the accusations come out and they're not real. You know. Yeah. There was also a charge about one of battle rappers.
Math Hoffa.
Yeah, girl said, "Oh, you raped her."
She's like a name too in the battle rap scene. Her name Kiki. She does like a lot of She does like stuff with Jay Black, this dude who does like reviews and like, you know, he does like ESPN for battle rap. And she was like a panelist and she's like a frequent member of that too. And she was apparently the person that came out with that. And like, Shit's crazy, man. But that's the era we're in too, man. The internet world is shit. You know, shit can come out. You know, whether it's real or not. Like shit happen. You know, shit's coming out.
Yeah, and then it's just out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, dad life, you know. So those guys are still out there running crazy to hotel rooms with strangers and don't know who you're with or what's going on. And you know, I'm sitting home doing baby life. So you know, it's a lucky time for me where I'm not you know, out there. Hey, let's have an orgy in my hotel room. Let's say, you know, you know, and have, you know, parties every night, and you know, people doing drugs and going crazy every night. It's you know, that was in the past. You know, the orgies and I never did the drugs, but everybody else was always going partying. And
I almost feel like orgies and drugs kind of go hand in hand.
The houses.
Usually those things are paired.
Hey man, man, it's weird because like now that they're documented, there's a lot of things that go into that shit. Like people can not want that to come out, but if it comes out, you got to defend your name, or you know, you got to do something about it, you know. And a lot of shit can go downhill, bro. A lot of shit can fuck people up.
Yes, I saw the guy Math right?
Yeah.
I saw him saying like, "Yo, I can't believe this. You guys are all crazy for believing this woman." And he was just protecting his name.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know nothing behind it. So I'm not defending this boy. I'm not saying nothing. Nobody's wrong or right to me. I don't know none of it. But so I saw everybody attacking him, saying like, well, why would she say it? Wait, you know, and, you know, you got to, you know, you guys really got to put out some evidence. I know that sounds like, you know, but then it's also pick and choose, you know. It's like the woman came out for Joe Biden, and then everybody said, "Oh, she's a liar and a scumbag." But then, you know, if somebody comes out against somebody on the right, "Oh, how dare you say that they're lying?" You know, it's like it's so political in so many cases too. Obviously, not in the case of a prof or these guys here or this and that. But I'm saying, like,
I mean, there's politics involved in all of it too. I mean, yeah, there's hip hop politics, there's stuff like that.
Yeah, that's true too.
I mean, it's minor politics.
Yeah. That's true
it's
too.
Not
of
as
course.
a big level as like that, but I mean.
But I remember what's the lady, super right wing lady, but she said that Bill Clinton raped her. You know,
Monica
and she
Lewinsky? No, not Monica Lewinsky.
No, that was just
that was just
that
was fair.
It's an old lady. She said that
she got a cigar.
She said Bill Clinton bit her face and threw her on the bed and forced her to fuck him. And
wasn't that when he was a governor still or some shit?
Yeah. That's the lady's name. But I followed her when she was saying Bill Clinton was raping her. So I was like, wow, that's weird. So I started following her. And now all she does is like, she's super right wing. Like, Trump is the man. And I'm like, come on. This is the woman that supposedly got raped by Bill Clinton. And so who the
but that's what doesn't make sense to me, because how she's supporting somebody when they were just talking about putting out case files of Trump and Epstein from rape charges and stuff that Trump was facing, that that he actually was in a giant court case from raping like 12-year-old girls. It was like multiple 12-year-old girls. So she's supporting somebody that has all these. It just doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't fucking add up.
Yeah, but on the Epstein thing, the fucked up thing, I don't know what the hell went with that. Why they just come out with Epstein now? Because that Epstein Lolita airplane shit, everybody knew about that shit. Everybody. And if you ever brought it up, like Bill Clinton's on the Epstein Island, Bill Clinton be flying to Lolita Island, everybody said, "Oh, you conspiracy theorist. That's crazy talk. Conspiracy theorist." Then all of a sudden, everyone's like, "Epstein's bad." It's like they've been talking about Epstein for fucking a decade, 2 decades. You know, everybody knew about it. Maybe not 2 decades. Maybe that's an exaggeration. But like,
it's been
I remember. Yeah, you know.
Same thing with fucking
Weinstein. I think during the Bush and 9/11 Towers days, they were talking about Epstein Island already. You know, like who knocked down the towers? I think the Epstein talk was even going on in that era, and that was 2002, 2003 after the 2001 towers went down. So now all of a sudden it's like everyone's like, "Oh yeah, that's the bad guy." I'm like, no shit, they knew about him forever.
Yeah. Shit's crazy. Oh, I think I remember that lady's name. Juanita, right? Braddock.
Yeah,
that's what you're talking about, right? Yeah.
I don't know. Braddock. No. Braddock's the fighter. James Braddock.
The boxer.
Yeah, the Cinderella Man.
Broderick.
Oh yeah, Juanita Broderick. That's her name. Yeah, but
James Braddock was yeah.
Yeah, but James Braddock. You know who else was James Braddock? That was that was Chuck Norris's name in Missing in Action, I think.
Chuck Norris, man. Oh, he's got to stay safe during these crazy times.
Corona can't kill Chuck. We know that already.
Nah, he's straight.
Only got one loss on.
I'm
his
more
record,
worried
and
about
it's
Betty
to
White.
Bruce Lee, and that's it.
What was the racist thing? That Trump they would say, oh, Kung Flu or whatever.
Yeah,
You know,
it's kind of funny.
non-racist.
I'm not gonna lie.
You know, that white boy will do some Kung Flu on the fucking coronavirus, boy.
Bro, Trump says he has quotables, bro. He says shit and it's like unbelievable. Or he tweets shit which is like, yo, this can't be real life. Like how
Yo,
Him and Mike Tyson, I think they have the same speechwriter. They have such weird ways of wording things, you know?
yeah, definitely.
Mike Tyson's the GOAT, man. The absolute GOAT.
Trump like expands on everything though. Everything is big and massive and huge.
He's just so stupid. He's so stupid.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, the really dumb people on Facebook simplify everything. That's what Trump does. And you're like, no, you're the president. How can you be just as stupid as these really simple idiot Facebook users? I think he posted there was a footage of a black guy beating up a guy in a store or something. Did you see that?
Honestly, the amount of stuff.
If I'm not mistaken, sometimes they fake shit, but I think this is real. I'm going to check I don't follow him, but I'm going to check his timeline to see if this is real. But there was the footage of some thug dude. He was like a real thug, black, white. This was a thug. He was beating up some like random like white guy in the store. But Trump tweets it and says, well, how come this isn't all over the news? It's like, well, because people get beat up all the time.
Yo, facts.
And why is this a story? Why? Because the black guy beating up a white guy?
And wasn't Trump talking about he from Queens at one point, talking about he punched people and shit like that?
Well, the reason we were all talking about George Floyd is because we watched a snuff film of the police department, not a regular person in the street. Not some dude in the street. We're talking about the police department, somebody who's supposed to protect us, making a snuff film. They weren't in on the snuff. They weren't, but no, they were in on it because they knew they were being filmed.
They were being filmed.
And they step on a man's neck for 10 minutes straight.
Insane. Like
he's a fucking animal. And then this fucking clown of a president's gonna put on like a clip of a black guy beating up a fucking white guy in a store, like it's the equivalent. Like,
it's not exactly.
I mean, it was a brutal beatdown. It was a brutal beatdown. But what does that have to do? Like, there's beatdowns. All tell him to go to World Star. There's 900 million fucking beatdowns.
It's
everyone. How come this isn't news? How come this isn't all over the news?
It's one thing when two independent civilians.
Let me look at Trump and see if this was on his time.
It's one thing when two independent civilians get their asses beat by each other. It's another thing when somebody who's employed by the state doesn't.
Yes, exactly.
Somebody on
But
top.
it's not even employed. We can. It's deeper than employed by someone whose job is supposed to be to aid. They're supposed to help first. Like the dude is like, I'm dying, and it's like,
no,
you're
I'm just
supposed
gonna
to
kill
help.
this guy.
Yeah, but you see how obvious it is?
Yeah.
How come all four of us here could see that so simply? And this guy that's supposed to be a president is like, look, why isn't this on the news? Like, how stupid can you motherfucking be?
And then it just gives all of his followers, the ones that are zombies, that green stamp, like where they're like, oh, see, if he said it, then we don't have to care about it because he don't care about it.
They defend him.
Yeah.
He's famous for dog whistling.
Yeah, here it is right here.
He's famous for dog whistling.
It's on Twitter, posted a day ago.
So
Trump said, look. First of all, he said, "Looks what's going on here."
That's our president.
Looks what's going on here. Where are the protesters? Was this man arrested?
Oh my god!
I don't know.
Probably,
here,
and probably convicted.
It is right there.
Oh my god!
Oh, and that is the
fucking
it's
tweet.
A little blurry, but looks what's going on here.
What I'm
oh
saying.
my god!
Yeah, looks.
He elected a reality show host, and now we're surprised.
Oh no, that's what I tell people. I'm like, bro, we've known about Trump forever. How is anybody like surprised or shocked? It's like we've known about this dude forever.
Yeah, but you gotta think about it like this. But like the four of us, we grew up, I'm sure, way much different than this fucking guy did. You know what I'm saying? This dude grew up with a fucking silver spoon in his asshole. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't get $1 million loan when you was young to start your business.
Just a small loan of $1 million my daddy gave me. Like, what the fuck? Like, come on, man.
I'll probably never see $1 million.
I don't even.
I blame Trump.
My dad still
blame
pay
Trump
child
on Paris Hilton and Kim Kardashian and Kanye.
The game changers of the internet world.
It's celebrity internet culture. You know. I blame them.
I mean, that's what saved him. You know what I'm saying? Like when he made his comeback was because of the celebrity internet culture, man. Like I remember back in the day, hip hoppers always brought him up in songs. People always rapped about him and stuff like that, bro. Like that dude's been around since forever. That's fucking
and you know the other stupid thing they say, well, all of a sudden he's racist when rappers been rapping about him forever until he's the president. Then it's like, yeah, because nobody talked politically about him. All that we ever saw was a guy with tons of money. And, you know, he'd hang out. Yeah. And they go, look, he's hanging out with Mike Tyson and Muhammad Ali. That means he's not racist.
Yeah.
Like, is it really that simple to you? Like, they don't understand. Like some of my best friends are black. They never learned that's classic. An argument.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Listen, you could have a black person in your family and still be a fucking racist.
Fact.
Well, I'll tell you, I don't want to name names, but somebody that in my family married a guy, and yeah, his sister was adopted black, and he's a fucking racist. I'm like, wow, you know,
terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's right. It's dude, but that's the one thing. Like, if there is, not even to call it a good thing, but if there is something that people can benefit from Trump, is the fact that racists are super exposed.
That's true.
Well, yeah, no, that's 100% true. That's 100% the truth, because yeah, you know, I never noticed some of these people was racist until now.
Yeah.
And then they just expose the fuck out of themselves.
Yeah, they're like very out in the open, and they're comfortable about it. So like, there's no hiding, you know.
And the thing is, Obama to me had terrible policies, and he was fake, and he lied, and he brought us into 7 wars. So, but you'd have the left saying, you know, if you disagreed with Obama, you must be racist.
Yeah.
So it's hearing that. I'm like, no, the guy's a fucking asshole. He did not like Obama and not be a racist. So then when everyone started liking Trump, everyone was like, you must be racist if you like Trump. I was like, is that the okie doke? Like I think
like
the guy's an asshole.
It is a joke.
You know, but it's not exactly. They're exposing themselves, and they're getting more and more comfortable now, and they're speaking out their white supremacy racism, and you go, what? Like they're blatant with it. Before, yeah, there was blatant people who hated Obama that was racist, and you go like, yeah, that's a racist person that hates Obama, and they hate him because he's black. That really exists. But I didn't think everyone that disliked Obama was racist. But now it's getting to the point where there's so much shit with Trump. It's almost like, well, if you do like him, after all the shit he says,
maybe you are racist.
You know, like maybe that's not a political thing. Maybe that's not all politics.
Hey, if the hood fits,
because you know, politics 101 is to, you know, smear your opponent, throw dirt on them, try to dig something up that they could
discredit
put
them.
A narrative on to spin it, you know, to make you a racist or to make you this or make you anything. You know, Obama, it was like, oh, he's not even America. Oh, look, his name's Hussein. He's gonna blow up the World Trade Center because he's Hussein. You know, it's like you always find something to scare and fearmonger the people to not vote for that person. You know, so you know you start going and plus Hillary was a horrible person. And look, I rep Julian Assange all day. And there was people because he outed, you know, the Democrat Party. Julian Assange is a racist. He's a racist. It's like, no, he's not a racist. and everything he's ever published is truth. Yeah. So the word racist was getting thrown around so much. But now, like you said, with Trump letting people just kind of be who they are. You're seeing, oh, we need the Confederate flag, and and running around and like fighting for everything. And then
man, Long Island heavy, yo. All I've been seeing is people fighting all the protests in like towns that I like lived in and towns that I've like walked around.
Well, yo, I don't know who it was. I don't know who it was that said it. I mean, I don't know if I really believe in it anymore, but somebody said to me just the other day, and I was like, oh shit. And they said, not everybody that supports Trump is racist, but everybody that's racist supports Trump. And I was like, okay, yeah, that makes fucking sense. You know,
well, I don't know about that either, because there are a lot of racists in the Democrats too. You know,
racist comes in different flavors.
Like a lot of and a lot of sex offenders and weirdos in the Democrats. I'm not letting the Democrats off the hook just because because the Republicans are pieces of shit and Trump sucks. You know, like. You know,
that's a fact.
And on the flip side of the Obama call, I saw somebody, palling around with Harvey Weinstein, and like people forget, like the Obamas sent their daughter to be the intern for Weinstein. You knew that, right?
Yeah.
Like nobody brings that. Like hey, go work for Weinstein. You know, it's like, so that's some weirdo shit. You know,
yeah. And they knew, because like.
Maybe they didn't. Maybe they didn't know, because
I don't know, because even celebrities were talking about that among
every themselves. Celebrity knew. Everybody.
That's
knew
what I'm saying. So you'd think that like somebody who had access to the fucking Secret Service.
Yeah, but what? Now I'm not saying he didn't know, but what I'm saying is maybe you do have bigger things. You know, bigger fish to. You're not in Hollywood. You know, you're like, oh, this is the biggest Hollywood mogul. Meryl Streep calls him God. And my daughter wants to be in the movie business or whatever. Let her go intern for the biggest guy in Hollywood. So I'm not saying he didn't know, but there's a chance that, you're the president. There's a lot bigger things that you're dealing with than fucking, what's going on in Harvey Weinstein's world. So, but that's no defense. I'm not defending that.
Boy, I mean, did you send your daughter there though? You'd think you'd look into it a little.
Yeah. I guess you're right. Yeah.
But I mean, but also you have to think about it. Something as big a name as that, it's not like you can just look it up and it's gonna be dirty. You know, that shit was squeaky clean back then.
Probably.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he just have to go. You're the president. Who's gonna have enough mouth to give you a little bit of rhetoric? Like, who's gonna whisper in the president's ear some, word on the street shit? That's not, probably not gonna happen.
Yeah, but also, that was Obama. That's part of, Trump won on the back of his own celebrity and on the back of the media. His ratings were so high that they wouldn't stop putting him on the fucking television.
That's how we won. The second that hit, it was every day until
that's how we won. And the Democrats' plan, it's their fault that Trump's president, because if you read the WikiLeaks, emails, they wanted to prop up 3 candidates. I think they chose him, Ben Carson, and one other incompetent fuck. I forgot who it was, but there was 3 names that they said, these are the 3 to prop up. So, there's no way we lose. So Trump was one of the main guys on the prop up list to the media. And they were, messaging with media. Like, just read all of the WikiLeaks from that era. So they propped up this shit candidate, knew he's so terrible that all we got to do is let him talk. All we got to do is let him exist, and he'll lose. And that backfired. And we all thought, like, this guy has no chance. But it backfired.
It was that joke. It was that inside joke that just turned on everyone, bro.
Did you ever see Putney Swope, the movie Putney Swope?
Nah.
Oh, it's a classic. It's directed by Robert Downey Sr., Robert Downey's dad. He was a really good independent filmmaker. And it's about, they have one black employee, and I think that they needed to have one for civil rights or something. This was a movie in the late 60s, or maybe 70s. I think it was late 60s. Don't quote me. I'm pissed that I don't know the years. I usually know the years of every movie. But Putney Swope, so they had to have one black employee, and his name was Putney Swope. And so as a joke, when the president of the company died, they said, okay, let's all vote the next, person into. So as a joke, they did the thing in a hat. And as a joke, everybody put Putney Swope, thinking it would get this huge laugh. They'd laugh if they vote for the black guy, because nobody was going to vote for the black guy. So they all figured, when my paper comes out, they're all going to laugh. And all of them did the same joke. So the black guy ended up the president of the company, and all the white guys got fired, and he brought in all these, black guys
Incredible.
to run the company and treat all the whites like shit, So it's the Putney Swope, syndrome. They thought it was a joke. Yeah, give him his own show.
Jesus.
And now he's in charge of the country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He jokes, and he is providing the endless amount of jokes. Shit is crazy, bro.
Yeah, and you know how pathetic we are. It's like, come on, man. Like, everybody knows we need to get Trump the fuck out of here. He's making us look like idiots,
Yeah.
And the best that the Democrats are going to give us is this fucking piece of garbage, Biden, like this unelectable piece of shit. Like, honestly, when Obama was the president, what'd they do? They said, shut the fuck up and sit in the back, because every time you talk, you put your foot in your mouth. We got in the White House, let Obama do the talking. He's the one with the gift. He's the one that could, he'll talk and make the whole world think he's going to, part the sea. He was one of the most talented political speakers of our lifetime,
Oh, yeah.
So Biden, sit in the fucking back and shut up, because you always fuck me up. Whenever you talk, you fuck shit up. Just go in the back. And now it's like, we have Biden, this old decrepit man.
And
he's like,
speak for his life. He still can't.
He's
speak
worse
for
than
his
ever.
bro, he's got his
Oh.
foot on dementia's doorstep.
He is dementia, man. Do you hear him? He's like, I'm gonna beat Joe Biden. He says shit like what are you talking
Didn't
about?
Didn't he call his wife his sister or something?
Yeah,
he's
and
a-
my
he's a
wife, my
mess.
sister, like,
He's a mess, bro. But it's like
he
it's
couldn't even remember Obama's name.
No.
He was like, man,
They're literally
when my my boss said, like, Obama.
the DNC is literally weekend at Burnings this election. They're just
it's jokes, bro. Like, I was talking to somebody about it too. I was like, honestly, this is almost the peak of, like, yo, how bad can we make things just to see if people are still falling for it?
Where the
The fall
fuck
of the
place-
Roman Empire.
Yeah.
this whole place is going to be on fire.
It's the fall of the Roman Empire. China, they got their shit together. They're gonna keep it together, and they're gonna own everything. They're gonna do what they're gonna do.
Yep.
And we're a big sloppy mess of children. That's who runs our government is super greedy children. That, I mean, look. We get the asshole Trump and his cabinet on the one side, and then you get fucking Satan, Nancy Pelosi, Satan on the other side. And who else do we got on her side? It's like, who are these people that were put in power? So it's just gross,
Yeah, and it's like it's crazy. Like, growing up here and just hearing, like, because, like, I always go to, like, Canada and stuff like that. Like, I was born in Canada and stuff like that, and seeing how people see the U.S. and seeing how it changed as I grew up. It went from, like, being like, oh, U.S. is great, to, like, how much of a joke it is. It's like, that's not a good thing where everyone is literally like, yo, U.S. is a joke right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but also, it's a lot of times the world follows American media. Media. So I remember when Bush was in office, everybody was like, fuck America, fuck Bush. Whenever I would do shows in other countries, and you're fuck Bush, fuck America, you're like George Bush, fuck George Bush. I'm like, I'm not George, I'm just from America. Like, fuck America, fuck George Bush.
Like, I don't even know George Bush.
And then when Obama came in office, they'd be like, we love you, we love Obama, we love you, we love you, we love you. But then, like I said, the United States war machine never stops, stops. So, I think when Bush left office, we had 3 wars, and then, then 4 more got added to the plate. And then when Obama left, we went 7 wars, But Obama was so well spoken, and he was, a leader. He spoke like a leader, and then so the world loved us. And then you put this idiot in, and boom, 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 and we're showing clips of this buffoon, and then all of a sudden it's like,
jokes again,
America, fuck America. Like, oh, so we shouldn't have fucked America when we were the drone strike kings of the planet and blowing the whole fucking world up. That was okay because the face that represented us was a good speaker,
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think you should either say fuck America forever.
Yeah.
Until it
Say it with your chest.
Until it gets out. of
People
all
shouldn't
these
pick and
countries.
choose.
And minds its own fucking business and gets the fuck out and says, hey, let's concentrate on world peace. Then we could say, okay, America's making the right moves, But yeah, it's nasty. Like I said, and then if Trump gets reelected, it's gonna be riots all over the streets again. If
it's gonna be madness.
Oh,
yeah,
if he wins again,
if Biden gets elected, was back with the war machine, he's a segregationist, for Christ's sake. He's just a. Look at his whole history. Look at all the crime bills that he wrote himself. Like, look at his whole entire history. And then we're gonna act like, oh, this is the guy that's good
gonna save us
and loves the black community.
Yeah.
He's a racist.
Because he wears blue ties.
if you don't vote for him, you're not black.
Yeah.
The fact that he said that himself.
That might have been my most fact check thing I've
And-
ever
and to
looked up in my
Charlemagne.
entire
And
life.
to
I looked it up
Charlemagne.
everywhere.
To say that shit to fucking Charlemagne. The worst fucking person to say that to.
Right.
Well, Charlemagne didn't even check him.
No,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
Charlemagne
It's
was
like
like,
Charlemagne,
well,
bro.
okay,
Like,
go,
we see
you
what
know,
you
like-
push
I don't know if
online,
maybe he
nigga.
just didn't know what to do.
No, Charlemagne is the quickest to respond to any sort of violation.
Yeah,
He
I
is
think
like a
that he, it's not easy to get, presidential candidate. Maybe he didn't want to lose. To be able to do it again. I don't know, or maybe he just didn't. I don't know.
It's a
It was
power.
weird.
Yeah, it's like a power
Yeah,
struggle.
but it's
thing.
like what was said before, though. I feel that because people want Trump out so bad, they're pretty much ignoring all the fucking crazy shit. And it's like he could say the most wild shit, and it's like, you know what? We're just gonna let it slide because we really want Trump out. But then once Trump is out, I mean, that
Then
shit you got that now you gotta fucking put that shit in the spotlight. Like, you can't just.
Yeah.
And then what? And then we're gonna go to the next fucking idiot that comes around, and then we have
Right.
to. It's a fucking
Well,
it's like
maybe,
a giant game show.
if Joe becomes the president, little kids will be safer. So
Yeah, because he'll be too busy.
cameras will be on him at all times. Maybe we
A little-
should
a little
Joe
bit
to
safer.
the White House.
Yo, honestly though, what's crazy is no matter who wins, it should. I'm not gonna say it's gonna. It should teach the world that maybe we shouldn't be looking at the candidates who can throw the most money in our face, who can afford to be in our face. Maybe we
Right.
should look
Yeah,
at some other guys, some underdogs.
anytime you mention a third party
It's like never happens.
Oh, it's
or
never
an
gonna happen.
independent, they're like, "That's no time for this talk. You're just voting for Trump." It's like,
It doesn't
know what?
exist. Like it's not a real concept.
More people in America don't like Biden and don't like Trump than like Trump and like Biden.
Yeah.
There's more people that don't like both of them.
Mhm.
So if like I tried to say it, but like nobody, they're all stuck in this society that they grew up on. It has to be a certain way. This is the only system that works because this is the system I know since I'm a baby. They don't know that, hey, you can change a system.
Yeah, you can look at there's other candidates, there's other parties, like you can look at other things. No one thinks
Like if
about
we
that.
prop somebody up right this fucking second, independently, and all of us did it together, all of us.
Mhm.
But the thing is, they're so in fear of Trump winning again, and they know that like, oh, nobody would do that with us, so we'll end up getting.
So let me just make sure I pick who's not Trump that everyone else would.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
Like imagine
Yeah, we're back
us
to
four
lesser of
right
two
now,
evils.
us four, and everybody we know, and everybody they know, and everybody, and the whole internet, all went crazy every day, and had a leader that we all cared about, that we all knew was a decent human being, and they were able to have their name on the independent ballot. Like the media wouldn't cover it.
No,
but
because they wouldn't have that money to push it to the media and have it like in our face all day.
They're all puppets. But we really could do it if we wanted to.
Yeah.
Like we really could. If everybody believed that we can, get an independent elected with it's before back in the day, you had to listen to the newspaper, you had to listen to the TV.
Yeah, so it really did feel like you only had two candidates, back then. Now you can look it up.
Yes, this is the time where we can overcome and get a decent person in the White House. Yeah. But nobody has the balls, and they'll you might as well vote for Trump. Might as well vote for Trump if you think like that. And that mindset, forever we have to vote for the lesser two evils. We're gonna have evil forever.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's that fear, like that system, that fear. It won. Like the system is implemented. It won. They won.
And that's the thing, like somebody said to me, like, there was I thought the shit was a joke anyway, but they were saying like even today they were like, oh yeah, The Rock fucking running for president and shit, and they're like, if enough of people supported it and didn't want to support them too, and it's like somebody was like, yeah, and then that the person that we put in there is the one that gets shot. But I said, but no, that's not the case, because the government does what they do, but they know how far they can truly push people, because when you push people to a certain fucking degree, they know. You can only bend the board so much until it fucking breaks. They know what they can and cannot do, which is people are too fucking stupid to fucking stress that. You know what I mean?
And you got to understand, people believe smears.
Yeah.
People as soon as it goes on Twitter, it's real, like a virus that the smear is real. They don't know how to look into a smear and go, hey, let me see if this is accurate. They go, oh, now we can cancel something. So if we started building up a knight in shining armor, this great human being, whoever the fuck it is, that fights for the people and been fighting for the people, and check their track listing. The smears from the $1 billion, $1 trillion machine, actually, the United States government, would be unprecedented, and they would make this person into the worst human being that ever lived. So that's why people have to be informed about politics and the big corporate machines, how they tell you what to believe, what to watch, what to think. They look at my album, All My Heroes Are Dead. We have no money behind it. All we have is the fans. And the fans are all going crazy. Oh, the best album of the year, crazy. Oh, masterpiece. But look at the corporate machine. They're not even letting them touch it. Like my album went number one in so many different countries on certain hip hop charts, and on the mainstream charts in England, number 3, like all over the world. We were doing great. Like it came out and set the
Billboard probably never looked at it.
Yeah, well, we charted on Billboard in certain spots, but when you went to all the coverage, all the mainstream magazines, all the mainstream hip hop magazines, no one would touch it. None of them. And they'd have people, and one of the writers was like, yo, like anytime you do RA, it's clicks are involved, so they would be getting clicks off of it. But so I think there's something bigger to it than that. And it's true, but because I'm just one person, but I'm not the only one. It's like, if you're not part of a machine or a system, you're not they're going to put something that's less respected than you, something that's lower quality than you, something that is even has a smaller fan base if it's a bigger connected and it's part of a machine. Yeah. So when people read, oh, here's the top 10 lists or this and that, if fans made it or people who love the music make it, or okay. But when it's talking about like, this is a think piece from a music critic that works for whatever the big corporate sponsored blog or magazine is, they're not going to have, it doesn't matter what the quality is. And that's the same thing in politics. It's not about, that's why we're stuck with the 2 worst choices ever in history, Biden and Trump, because they won't let a well-spoken person, a person with good policies. Yeah. I mean, and then they'll smear you at any second that you go against the machine at all. They'll put a smears against you.
You can only go at the machine with a machine, bro. We need to get Elon Musk and some of his money to fucking fight back. Fight fire.
And I'm not saying Jill Stein was the answer. I voted for her, but I only voted for her because I endorsed her because it was Trump or Hillary, and her anti-war policies were so great. It was just like, hey, listen, let's stop killing people. There's no reason for us to constantly be decade after decade. So I said, you know what, her anti-war policy, I'll rock with that. But even like this little old lady, anti-war lady, and so they'll put a picture of her. Look, she was a hippie in the 90s.
Yeah, and they were like, she went to jail. She's been arrested. They
fucked her up. Hippie. No, she did a demo tape of her singing badly. So they didn't say nothing about her policies. They had her singing like a hippie in the 90s. Like, this is who you want as the president. And then they said, oh, look, she sat down for dinner with a Russian and she's a Putin supporter. And this and it's like, no, they invited her to Russia. She sat down and had dinner with a table full of a bunch of leaders, and they had the little thing of her sitting at the table means that she's like this hard. It's like this fear mongering, smearing of people that are good people, just to if they're any threat in any way, And Tulsi went and endorsed this fucking jerk Biden, but when she was running on an anti-war campaign too, because she fought 2 tours and. And they smeared the hell out of her. Another one, oh, she's Russia's idol. Russia wants her to win. It's Russia. She's put in place for Russia. And it's like, what is this, the fucking 50s again? Are UFOs coming to
Oh, no, Sputnik.
What?
Sputnik.
Yeah. Crazy.
and then Trump's hanging out with Putin, and it's like, nah, it's all good, baby. It's all good.
Yeah. Well,
No
that's
Russia.
another thing. There's Trump's record is horrible, but even that, they fear-mongered the whole Russiagate for 3.5 years straight. Every day of the week was Russiagate, Russia.
Yeah,
And
just
you're like,
fucking disappeared.
oh, guys,
Then it
like I actually like Russians. I've slept with many Russian girls. I hang out with Russian people. I rap for Russians. I like Russians. Am I a fucking Rusky? So I went on RT television. Even I'm like, fuck it, I'll go on RT. What's up, Russia? It's like, Jesus. That shit is not racist. What's it called when you're like not anti-Semitic, but when you're anti a certain
Nationalism?
Yeah, like if you're racist, it's not race because it's not a race, but
It's nationalism.
So it's anti-nationalism.
I think it's just nationalism because you're all like
nationalism
USA.
You want to keep your country the same.
Yeah, you're
I'm
right.
talking about, like, what happens if you hate Russians? What are you?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Or what if you hate Irish people? Like, what are you if you hate a country? Like,
Dick.
let's just say racist, even though that's not the right word. But it was like almost like Russian racist to Russians. Like, Russians are the worst. Russians are monsters. Right? Russians, it's like, Jesus Christ.
Dude, but that's what that smearing will do. And there's people who
It's
get
programming.
lost so much in that sauce that they till this day hate Russians and couldn't even tell you why.
Yeah, why do you hate Russia?
They couldn't even tell you why. They couldn't tell you
The
shit.
Russiagate thing, it was like some Russian company was putting like little memes on Facebook. That was the whole thing we found. Like, some Russian company put memes on Facebook. That's holy
Yo, memes. Memes are propaganda.
Yo, I seen it said it's called being xenophobic. Hating other countries, like hating other
Oh
countries.
yeah, that's right. I should have knew that word.
There you
If
go.
I was a Mortal Technique, I would have had the word.
I never fucking knew that shit.
Ali wouldn't know that word. He would have been like xenophobe. Hey, I got to do what you do. I Google shit. Even when I'm writing around, I'm like, what's that word? Oh, xenophobe. That's right. Then people hear my records like, damn, he's smart. I'm like, nah, I had to Google the word xenophobe. I don't know. I had to Google that word. Yeah. Or if I write a real lyrical, sentence or two, I have to. I don't have to, but a lot of times I go like, I'm almost positive this means that, but let me double check.
Yeah.
Just to be sure.
Yeah, just so I don't say something too stupid, because
Dude,
I know what I'm trying to say, but let me make sure that that's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah,
For the content that you jammed into the most recent album, you gotta check that because it got spicy. The album got very spicy. It had some very smart stuff in there. It had some spicy stuff in there. It had some hip hop in there. So I mean, I wouldn't blame you.
You talking about the song about the giant vagina? Yeah, I had to research that really bit. I had to do a lot of research for that in Google for that song. I looked for world's giant vaginas and biggest pussies, and I went around and looked for giant vaginas, and I thought, oh yeah, this song's accurate. I got it. I'm glad I researched it.
Oh man, dude, when I bumped this, when I was reviewing it, I heard Hate Speech. I immediately sent it to the guys. I was like, "It's the best song of the year." I was like, "This is the best shit I've ever like." Because this shit is fucking spicy. I'm like, he's saying shit. Not only am I laughing, it's real. It's very, very realistic, and it's so detailed. It's so specific that I was like, people are gonna hate this. I'm like, I know I could send this to. I could see half of my friends list I could send this to, and they would probably block me because I sent it to them.
Well, the funny thing with that song is we knew, because there's a lot of stuff, respectable stuff on the album. The EKY about the New York street, you know, the song about my daughter, and there's like some very straight, respectable stuff on there. So, you know, but there's also gutter, trash, rough, rugged, smack in the face shit. But so when that song was done, you know, and Big Snatch as well, Hate Speech, and we knew that, okay, these are the songs that when people are reviewing it, like these critics, these intelligent people review it, that these are going to be, you know, the ones that they go, oh, this is a 3 out of 10. This song, right?
Unnecessary.
This album was great until I got to this
And
song.
I gave that shit a diamond. I was like, diamond.
We knew that was going to be the case. But I don't make music for those pretentious fucking tight ass motherfuckers. Yeah. And I knew motherfuckers like you and motherfuckers like my fans are going to be like, and see, here's the thing. It's the same thing that happens with cinema. If you take a historical, you know, period piece and make somebody die and they're crying and it's dramatic and there's no humor, it gets all the awards, you know? But if you do this, you know, it could be created with just as much skill and effort and craft, and you make this really fucked up, degenerate smut film, that's not going to get the awards. Yeah. But it's appreciated by its fan base, and it's a work of art, you know? So, you know, some of the films I like better are these, you know, really exploitive, smut, horrible, amazing, beautiful pieces of art where, like, I think something that, oh, look, this is bad and bad things happen and we should be sad because bad things happen. You know, sometimes those films work. I like films like that, but that doesn't, you know, which one's the better film, you know? You know, but they're so pretentious. They don't know how to look at like art for art. Okay, this isn't a dropping knowledge gem of history. And like in the beginning of censorship, I used to read that. You know, I've been, you know, reading up on it for decades, but I just got a new book that I posted about the other day. And it's like the same exact thought process where they feel like they have to protect us from films that aren't educational. You know, they have to protect us from films that are evil and will corrupt children. And, you know, and this is really their thought process. These superior human beings have to tell the world what they're safe to listen to, and they have to listen to it to decide for you if it's okay for you to listen to or see. So meanwhile, like, okay, but you're listening to it to make sure I'm safe. Are you superior to everyone fucking else in the, you know, that's what my man said. I was like, yeah, you know, crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. There's no, like, everything has to be, in the mainstream at least, everything has to be black and white. Nothing could be gray. Nothing could be like, nothing could be questioned. Nothing could be dirty.
Oh, and if it makes anybody uncomfortable, oh no, we can't have that.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's just the world we live in, and you can't question it because then you get the cyber mob jumping on you, and then smearing you and telling you how terrible you are.
Culture.
And, you know, it's like
then the cancel culture comes
not
in.
Everybody has to have the same opinion.
Yeah.
And what happened the other day was Spike Lee had said, "Yeah, hey, Woody Allen's my friend. You know, I'm down with him. He's a smart guy. I know him very well, and he, you know, I believe he's an innocent man." And the whole world went crazy on him, attacked him, and this and that. And the next day, he said, "Oh, I'm sorry to everybody, and I'm sorry. It's like, you know what, Spike? If you believe that he's your friend and you believe that he's innocent, you know, speak up and speak your truth.
Be heard. Yeah.
That's like, that's your, you know, it's your fucking opinion, bro. Like,
he had every agent and every manager call him, I'm sure, and say, "Hey, Spike, fix this now." Yeah. You know, and that's what, oh shit, fix it. Yeah. You know, you got to fix it. You know.
That's the thing. Nowadays, it's like people, like a lot of these like fucking agents and shit and publicists, they're quick to say, you know, fix that really quick before people fucking see, and they don't understand that it's on the fucking internet. Everything you do is screenshotted, is screen recorded. Everything is
no. But they didn't say fix it by delete it. They said fix it by make.
He has to apologize. Like
he has to do a follow.
You know, say something to make.
Yeah, PR campaign.
Because today they hate you. So, and that's the thing too with this new era. You know, they're not letting anybody really speak their real feelings and real opinion.
Not at all.
So now you're getting robots of all the same opinion. So you don't even know who you like or who you shouldn't like.
Yeah,
Because
everybody's
you
got
have to hide and pretend they're not that person.
Yeah.
Then you're not that unlikable person. Isn't it better that everybody has opinions? Everybody speaks their mind. Some people will be offended by every opinion.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
So
high
let
school. It's high school.
Yeah,
Mhm.
let
It's the
everybody
popular
speak.
clique, like the popular kids. They have to think on the same level, the same thing, or else like they're out. And that's
Let
just it.
everybody speak. That's it.
Yeah.
And if somebody's a devil, they'll be exposed for being a devil, and we'll see it.
Yep.
You know. And if somebody has a different opinion than you, well, that's humanity. The history of humanity is everybody has different opinions. That's the world.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And then you get mob culture back in the day. They'd run around and chase you around with the fire. You know, oh, get him! He's
Yeah,
not
get
one
your
of us.
torch and pitchforks. Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
he's not one of us. Oh, you know.
Yeah, shit is wild. Yeah, and
And
that's what we're stuck in.
The other thing about cancel culture as well is, you know, obviously good came out of it too, because a lot of bad people were exposed.
Yeah.
But, you know, not every human being is a truth teller, female or male. And the thing is, history, especially with black men in America, has proven that over and over again. When some white lady, oh, he touched me, he grabbed me, he raped me, he this. There was black boys getting hung from trees.
Yeah.
You know, the most famous one, Emmett Till. You see the picture of the boy, his whole face blistered up, and just, you know, they destroyed the little boy's whole face, and then years later, the woman's,
She was like, oh, I didn't. Yeah.
On her deathbed, I think.
So the thing is, you just have to be careful, you know, and especially, like I said, and also that stereotype of the evil black man rapist. That's real. You know, they not the stereotype isn't real. The racist stereotype that they make. Yeah. That's really happening. They really do stereotype the black man as this evil, strong rapist that will rape your white woman. You know, that's been ingrained in America's mind forever. Did you see the footage of there was some guy who the woman flipped off. People posted it today.
Oh yeah, and he followed her, and she had a fucking.
Hey, listen, why'd you give me the finger? And she literally like, you're gonna take me.
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
to the ground, crying, like, and she went into this freaked out panic mode, strict because, and I'm not saying that's in this particular case, but I mean, yes, it is this particular case too, because that engraved. The black man is a rapist, monster, murderer. That's engraved in so many racist people's minds. Yep. So, and also, you know, the first one, you know, you see the clips, the woman, you know, smoking weed in the park, and the black guy was just here smoking the weed in the park. You know, so human beings lie. So you just got to be careful with that, because you don't want to, you know, have a repeat of history. Where, you know, which you know, honestly, look at, you know, Central Park 5, you know, throwing black men in cages. How many black men are locked in a cage right at this fucking second? Yeah. You know, that didn't do it. Yeah. You know,
and that Central Park shit.
And that's not just sex. That's everything. You know, from the black man robbed me. The black man did this. The black man did everything. You know, that's. Oh, sorry, but I'll stop.
You're good. I was gonna say how many people are locked up for fucking petty weed shit, and then you got white ladies cooking with cannabis on TV.
Yeah, well, that's the thing too. Yeah,
there's magazines. There's like full companies. There's full businesses where people are getting paid while dudes are still locked up.
Unrelated, non-violent crimes.
Dude,
yeah.
Speaking of the Central Park 5 thing, I actually back in the day did like a whole paper on the original documentary that went on about it, and Trump is on there saying some spicy. He was talking, kill him, and they're kids, bro. He was like, young Trump was talking wild.
Kill him, yeah.
Wild, bro. Crazy shit, man.
You know, with no, you know, it is, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, the world is fucked up. Systematically fucked up, though. That's what people don't fully get, man. The world is systematically fucked up.
Systematically, yep.
Yeah, wild shit, man. But yeah, man, we hit our hour mark. We don't want to keep you all night. That went by quick.
It did. That was probably the fastest one.
Yo, you know why? Because I ate that whole bag of candy, and I was
that sugar rush.
I wouldn't shut the fuck up. I was like, no, like.
Hey, man,
We ain't even
love
talking
that.
about the album or nothing, any of the important shit. No, I'm just kidding. Like, I'm on this shit to promote my fucking album. At least you guys say something good about my album before I leave.
Hey, we could go. We can't talk about it though. The album is honestly, I think that was my first 10 out of 10, and we're a fucking tough. We're tough critics, like just straight.
Yeah, we don't give out 10s.
Yeah, we don't give out 10s, and we're kind of assholes. Like if we're gonna keep it a buck, we're assholes because we just like our music. We like our music the way it is, and we're like, hey, this is our opinion. Take it. So this was my first 10 out of 10 this year, and it had some bangers on it. It would have been higher if we had higher than a 10. And I was just like, shit. Like, and this, you can tell, like, this took fucking a minute to make, and you put everything into this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you put a fucking lot into it.
Yeah, I put everything I had into it. I'm glad you could see that. Yeah.
Oh, it had everything. It had anything a hip hopper wanted. It had politics. It had uncomfortable things.
Punches.
It had uncomfortable, like all the stuff that I gave a diamond. Like those
heartfelt
songs had
shit.
Uncomfortable things that people don't talk about. It had a lot, and not only did it have fucking all-star cast of features, but they were still guests in your house on your project, which is another thing that we look at. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it was fucking wild, bro. Like it was a wild ride, and like this is the era of short projects. You know what I'm saying? This is like, and this is a long project, and we usually fucking hate. We're like, oh man, after 10 songs we're done. But I was like, bro, I'm still bumping it. Like, this is my Shoot Hoops fucking album. This is my, Go For a Run album and shit like that. If I want to, shadow box, this is it. And
I was actually running it while listening to. I was listening to it while playing Red Dead Redemption, which does not necessarily fit, but it was still fire.
Yeah, and Dice actually had we don't really do questionnaire. We don't we just like to chop it up. But Dice did have a question he mentioned before we got you in here about the length of it that he wanted to ask, so we could get that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like what Johnny said before, a lot of the projects nowadays, a lot of people are doing shorter projects, they try to push out more work. Obviously, you don't really do like short projects like that, but I see, being that you're capable of, you did 22 tracks. In my opinion, I'm sure everybody agrees. I feel that every fucking track was crazy. Is that something that you're probably gonna keep doing? Will you keep doing I
might not actually, because I understand why people do the shorter projects, but I hadn't dropped something in a minute, and I just wanted it to be the best work ever of my career, and I just really wanted to hit them in the head hard. So, and I wanted to give them every lane, and I just wanted to go there. So I was like, man, just do it. So, everybody said, listen, you should make 2 albums or 3 albums out of this, and technically, if I dropped, 3 8-song albums every 6 months, lucratively, it would have been a million times better for me. It would have been, damn, here's another RA album, and here's another RA, and here's another RA album.
It would have affected the body of it though, because the pacing and everything is spot on.
It's a full body of work.
I agree with you. It's like, and I'm not trying to compare myself, but Sergio Leone did Once Upon a Time in America, and they did the edited down, hour and 45 minutes version, and then the movie sucks. You turn it to 4 hours, all of a sudden it's a masterpiece. It's like, so it's all about the pacing and timing. But I'm just saying, financially, it would have been, way smarter to do it that way. And Webby told me the way he does it, because it's all about the views. And he said, you just throw all your songs out there, they'll all get less views because it's all the same time, He's like, the way he does it is he'll drop every single song before it comes out. So everybody, oh shit, a new Webby song. And then all the plays are ridiculously high. And then he'll drop the album and people complain like, whoa, we heard all of these songs. But then like in 6 months, nobody remembers that they already heard the song. They just like the album.
Yeah.
So I understood where he was coming from with that. I'm not saying I would do it like that, but it's the thing is,
part of the game. Yeah,
it's strategy.
It's a good game. Yeah.
Different era, man. So I'm almost thinking like, hey, maybe I don't do an album and I just Like, I know he's not totally all lane, but you know the guy Tom McDonald, you know who he is?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're familiar.
He's on him and Match Child just been putting out stuff lately, but yeah, we know.
Yeah,
He's
but
very
his
wave
girl-
catch type of. He's like clout chase and
Yeah,
anything
yeah,
controversial and like in the public eye, he's like, let me jump on this wagon. It's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know, the wave of exploitation films in the 60s and 70s were very similar, where you go, oh shit, this woman drowned her baby. Let's make the movie about the drowning baby right now. You know, so I'm not dissing that. It's the exploitation world is, but what I'm saying is his girl Nova is a filmmaker and Tom records music all day, and his albums don't really do shit, but he'll drop a video every fucking Friday. Friday.
Yeah, his visuals are crazy.
Yeah, his visuals and his singles, they do damage.
Everybody's waiting for the new Tom. Boom, boom, boom. One, boom, boom. Friday. So, he's getting millions and millions of views on every video. So that's another way to look at it. Like, if RA had a brand, rather than 22 song album and boom, 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 if RA had a new, I wouldn't do every week, but say RA had a brand new video and song out every 3 weeks for the next 2 years, maybe that's what I do. And I'm not saying that's what I'm going to do. I just don't know what my next move is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but I'm seeing the younger kids and the kids like Nova. When I knew her, 2011, 12, she was a master on the fucking computers back then, and she was the one. I found out from a rap contest. Before that rap contest, she was the one that. What? I'm doing an interview. I'll be right out. He said, "Free chicken. Stop jerking off." I'm like, "Free chicken. Come out. Stop jerking off." Yeah. That'd be gross if we was doing a fucking.
Exclusive.
Yeah, guys. What were we talking about too? What were we talking
Tom
about?
McDonald, his lady.
We're talking about Tom McDonald. Oh yeah. Yeah. So that's all I'm saying is these kids are more online marketing. Like look, he's not going what he used to, but look at like the Hobson and Dame. Dame. That used to run Funk Volume with Hobson.
Mm.
He was the same thing. Like when he met me, he said like, "Yo, you have a way, way bigger name than all your social media. Your social media sucks." He's like, "You have no Facebook followers. You have no Twitter. Like you suck on social media." And he gave me some tips. And when he did it, all of a sudden my numbers all started going. They're still not where they need to be, but like they're way bigger than they were before I met Dane from Funk Volume back then.
Yeah.
Like some of these younger guys know how to market that world better than someone like me. I know how to make music,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's crazy because there's people who know how to market so well but don't know how to make music, and they're out here fucking killing it.
We know a few of those.
Yeah, look
killing it.
Well, I don't even need to say his name. Who's the most famous rapper of the year?
Oh my God, he hit #1 again.
Who?
6ix9ine.
The Rat? Yeah.
6ix9ine.
So
Rat.
he's the master.
He
is
broke
the
multiple
master
platforms.
of online trolling and marketing. And he's a genius. The boy, he can't make a song for his fucking life, but and he's a king troll. Like he's really
He's the hip hop Trump. I mean,
he's
Oh yeah.
Yo, Snitch 9 and Trump are the same. They're so
You can't look away. You can't look away.
It's like a train wreck.
Yo,
you want to know what he's gonna say?
How old is he? Is he 20?
Probably.
30?
I feel like he's definitely.
He's in his 20s, early 20s.
He's 25. So 10 years from now, you might be looking at the next president.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Yo,
man.
the way the world's going right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't look past it.
You think he'd do better than Trump though?
Yeah.
Maybe.
No, honestly, if yes, I do. If they had a town meeting right now, he'd get more than 7,000 people.
That's true.
Hey,
true.
that's a win for millennials. All right, people
Yo,
say millennials aren't
I heard
slick,
about
but
that.
millennials
Yo,
are slick.
Did you see what Pink said? I salute Pink. She was like, "Yo, I sold that shit out in a day."
Yeah.
So there was a thing. Even I got sent it a bunch of times. Millennials were like, "Yo, just reserve your seats and just don't go," and it spread. So it's like millennials are out here, bro. They're fighting that war we don't know about. That's that war that's not in the textbooks.
there were millennials that were just so ridiculously stupid and annoying, and they got the shine. Like the worst ones were just like the ones that would scream and cry and act like baby brats, and you'd be like, "This is what this fucking era is."
Yeah.
But on the flip side, there's millennials that, like you said, they'll use their new school technology to get what they want in so
manipulate the system.
Yeah, and so there's some millennial assholes, but I mean, our
Is
era.
that true of all generations?
Yeah, but there was like a more weird baby type.
They keep getting weirder because the Gen Zs are fucking. They're weird as fuck.
Oh yeah, I'm afraid for my son, man. I get it. Like when parents were like super like put their kids in a bubble and all that stuff. I'm like, I get it. I don't want my kid to be a part of what's going on, but I'm like, he's gonna have to be. So I gotta learn. I gotta learn, to kind of counteract.
Yeah. Well, my kids
bubble wrap them too much.
My kids live in Germany, and it's funny. It's like, imagine not even 80 years ago, you'd be like, yeah, I trust the German government more than the U.S.
Yeah, right.
Like, who would you think? Fast forward 2020, like, Germany, great place to raise kids.
And no one's questioning it. Like, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yo, that was like a Freudian. I didn't even say race. I said race kids.
Freudian slip.
No. Yeah, but yeah, they got. It's not free healthcare. The taxes are high. So, but children, they don't have jobs, so they get all the healthcare they need when they're, everything they got is free over there. And if they decide to go to college free over there.
Yeah.
So.
Isn't it like college or like it's like college or military after, like when they go like want to finish high school or something like that?
No.
Oh, I thought it was okay.
No, I think you're talking about 1960 and fucking. I think you're going back to Russia again.
It might be Russia. It might be Russia because
that might be Israel, yo.
Korea.
I learned
Israel too.
As crazy as this, I learned it from a dude on Xbox. I was on Xbox Live.
I think Korea does that too.
I think it was Russia, and he was like, "Yeah, once we finish high school, everything's paid for. We choose either to go into, college all paid for, or the military, but we have to make a choice."
Yo, is that maybe Israel?
I don't know. It was on Xbox. It was probably like 4 in the morning. So
I remember like all these hot Israeli girls that moved to New York afterwards, and anytime you was hanging with a hot Israeli girl, they'd be like, "Here's my book of when I was younger," and it'd be like a hot ass chick with a giant machine gun.
Yeah,
they all
maybe
machine guns. I'd be like, "Yo, why is every hot girl in New York that's from Israel have like giant fucking weapons pictures of them with giant?"
They all have military training.
Yeah. Well, I never asked if they had to go straight to military. I was asking.
I think it's mandatory service for everybody.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, in Israel, I think so.
There's some smoking hot girls with machine guns.
I'm not even mad at that. They're probably disciplined as hell. Like,
well, like everybody,
they're
if
involved
everybody
in their
can
politics,
fight,
like go for it.
If everybody can fight, you get in less fights.
I'm mad at that. Drafting motherfuckers. I don't know if that's what they do there, but all right, fellas.
But man.
We're gonna. I guess I gotta go eat my free chicken. You heard him knocking on the window.
Yeah, man. Again, we truly thank you, man. We really appreciate it. This was a good time, man.
Definitely.
Yeah. Let me know. Send me some links, or if you need any photos or anything. The guy Matt from Nature Sounds, he'll hook you up. All right.
All right. Cool, man. Thank you, man. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you, bro.
All right.
Thank
Peace,
you, bro.
fellas.
All right. Take it easy.
Later, man.